NovaBACKUP 16 with granular single mailbox restore from Microsoft Exchange, performing a restore.
We're going to switch over to NovaBACKUP 16 again, and we're going to go into the restore logs. We're going to see that we do have a version of Exchange EDBs. So another thing as kind of maybe an important note, if you guys have ever done a backup of Exchange with NovaBACKUP prior to 16.1 and then attempted to restore that Exchange to an alternative location, previously it required a pretty extensively long process to extract the file from the result. We would put a VDF file, and then you had to extract the VDF. There were FAQs and constant questions. With version 16.1, we took care of that issue. Anytime you do an extraction, anytime you do a restore to alternate source with NovaBACKUP at this time, it's just going to go straight down to the appropriate file. So I've actually already done this on that particular machine. I've already extracted my Mailbox database, and I've gone down to the EDB file itself. So I'm going to quit NovaBACKUP at that point. And I'm going to open up the on-track power controls. So you can see here, on-track power controls. I'm going to open this guy up. It does require UAC. I'm going to say yes to that. You can see down here that I have Outlook 2010 installed. And then you're going to be prompted with this screen. You might be prompted with a wizard. I would just close it. It makes it, in my opinion, it makes it a little harder than it is easier. And then you're going to want to come up here to this top left option, the top left button right there. You can see that I've already filled all this information out. I've just targeted my E drive where I extracted my EDB file to. And when you do that, it automatically fills in the rest of this information. It automatically parses hey, this is the mailbox, and here's the temp file path for anything else that might need to be done. And you can also crack open a PST file if you want. You can also save to a PST file, but right now we're just going to cover what it looks like to open up an EDB. So just hit finish. If you don't have logs in the folder, then it's going to say this, where it says, hey, you know, there might be stuff that's missing since you don't have the logs. If you do an extract of Exchange from NovaBACKUP, you probably will have logs if there were any. We do contain those in the backup themselves. So we're going to hit OK for right now. And you can see that we have imported this. Now, all of this data, all of these things that you see here, these would be individual mailboxes stored within my Exchange. For testing purposes, we use an auto generation system that just automatically populates an Exchange database with 100 different users. So this is just a 100 user Exchange database with a lot of very oddly named users. So if we pop this open, you can see that we actually, let's make this a little bit bigger here. If we pop this open, you can see that these are actual users. We can see individual calendar items. We can see contact options. We can check deleted options, drafts if they had any. And then you can see that there's also folders here. You can click into a single email and you can actually read the email. So again, this is all just automatic generated stuff. You can go to the inbox. You can go through notes if they had anything like that. Anything you want to get, you can go from there. And if you click here, this is probably the easiest way to do this, is just hit export. And then you're going to get the option to do it to PST or message or text. Obviously, most of you guys are probably going to be familiar with a PST file or something of that nature. You can set filters if you want. And then what I'm just going to do is I'm going to throw this on my desktop and then export it. So this is going to process through. It's going to read everything out. And then it looks like it's done there. Perfect. Click close. And you can see that this is a PST file that I could open up with my Outlook here. So let's see if we can get Outlook started. file, and then let's go ahead and open. And let's go to desktop. I think it clicked away from it. So, oh, there we go. And then we've opened that now, Outlook data file. So you can see that we now have this very large Outlook data file with all of the data from my Exchange. So this is, this is exactly what you're going to need if you're CEO or something like that, or one of your clients has deleted an email that they desperately need and you happen to have a backup of it. This makes it much, much easier for restoring this data. You don't need to mount it. You don't need to set up an Exchange server or anything like that. You just go in and extract it and open it up with OnTrack and be on your way. That is the Exchange single mailbox restore. And we made it even easier in 16.1, like I said, because we just kind of go straight to the Exchange mailbox.